YouTube? This is Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, your guide in DIY multimedia production. And what you were just listening to there was Qtractor playing some commercially available loops and samples that I picked up from Loopmasters. And the reason why I'm making this tutorial is actually I was curious if you could buy these, these commercially available sample packs and loops and things like that, and how well they would actually work within Qtractor. And so I just went ahead and bought one, and the one that I got was the Trap and Future Pop sample and loop pack, and it's pretty cool actually. And what we'll get to, like how well it actually works here in a minute, and I'm going to walk you through how I did that in Qtractor. But first, let's just see what we got here in the package. I just went ahead and bought the full package, which came with some MIDI files, some Rex files, which I'm not going to need because these are for a specific sampler, and sampler patches. And there are some SFV files in here, which supposedly will work with Linux Sampler, but I haven't had much luck with that yet. Then you also have massive presets, which we aren't going to need, and wave loops, which the wave loops all work fine, and those work really good. We have an info folder, and then we also have sounds and effects, which all works really good within Qtractor, as well as, the sounds and effects I'm using in the sampler for Qtractor, the sample V1. And then what else? The MIDI files, and all of these work really well within Qtractor. And this is pretty cool stuff. So basically, what I'm going to do here is just, first off, let me get my head out of the way. And I'm going to basically start over. We're just going to start a new project here. So let's save this. And I'm going to go to, where's new? New. Control N. How about that? So I'm just going to select a new project here. And then let's go ahead back and look at our folders here. And we have these MIDI folders first off. And before we get into MIDI, actually, let's start with an audio loop. And, when you buy these packages, if you're interested in this particular package or any of these from Loopmasters, there's a link down in the description that you can click on that'll take you to this exact one. And, I'll try to provide just the regular link to Loopmasters as well. But you don't have to buy the full package. Like, basically, they have different ones. If you click on one that you like, you can buy just the wave loops if you're interested in that, or just the MIDI files. It depends on what package it is, but they have a whole ton of amazing loops there. And you can just spend hours on that site just listening to it. Like, they have this player thing that you can listen to all the samples, and they're all very well done, professionally made loops. And one of the things that's cool about this is, like, I don't know, a lot of people, if you're coming from like Apple or Garageband or something like that, GarageBand has all of these loops in it and all this stuff that you can just like start plopping in there and like making music with very quickly. And Qtractor is great, but you can't really do that as fast as you can on, say, GarageBand, because there's just not as much demo material and not as much stuff that you can play with. But if you go on to one of these sites like Loopmasters, then you can download these packages of loops and sounds and presets and all this stuff, and they're not just going to work in Mac and PC. Like, this stuff can totally work in Linux, and I'm doing it, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. So I'll shut up and start. So first off, we opened up a brand new package here, or a brand new what's it called? Project package. So we opened up a brand new project here in Qtractor, and I'm just going to drop some loops in there first. So let's go in here let's look at our drum loops first off. And I was doing 140, but let's start off with something different this time. Let's do this 128 one. I haven't even listened to that one yet. So let's do full drums, 128. You can just select the one you want. You can just literally just drag it right into Qtractor. And that's not... Oh. What you have to do actually is drag it into this area. Okay, so let me uncheck that mic. Now let's go ahead and create a loop zone so we can hear what this sounds like, playing back in a loop. And we need to change our tempo first, actually, because that was what, 128. So let's change our tempo to match. Okay. So actually, you don't have, like, say we like this beat and we wanted a different tempo, but I'll show you that here in a second. But first off, let's just hear it. Okay, so we have some drums, and it's as easy as that. You just drag and drop them in there. And let's go ahead and see what we have for basses. And let's look for the 128 bass again. It's in here somewhere. There it is. And they come in different keys as well. Like if you want to do something in D or C or B, it all shows you, what the note is and what the BPM is on each one of those. So I'm going to select let's do the 128F pop synth bass. Just drag that into here. And let's hear how that sounds. Cool. All right, let's check out something else then. Let's go and check out some effects. Pop effects. Okay, and of course this one goes, oh, sorry about that. This one goes a little bit longer, so let's copy these. And let me disconnect my mic so it doesn't keep coming in through Qtractor and you get that weird echo. So let's get rid of that. Hello, hello. Okay, there we go. So now we can expand this loop out to the length of that. Then let's copy these. Control C and then Control V and paste them there. Now let's hear it. Okay. So let's see what else we got. Let's go in here and check out percussion. And let's find 128. And let's just pick one randomly here, 10. Oops. Put that in there. Copy it and paste it. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Now let's hear it. Yeah, that would actually probably be better, not through the whole song. So let's just, imagine that was a little bit longer and we can have it come in after a measure. So let's go back and repeat that. Okay. All right, so what I was saying before, you can actually, let me get rid of some of these loops so you can see what I'm talking about exactly. Let's delete that. Actually, let's delete all of the, well, no, we can leave that one. So say we wanted that to be a little bit slower. So let's go ahead and change our BPM down to, I don't know, let's say 115. And of course, this is no longer going to be on time at the grid, but in Qtractor, you could fix that just by holding down the Shift key and then dragging the edge of the loop over. And what that will do is actually time stretch it to fit. So now let's play that back. And yeah, so you can see that that will basically fix that tempo. And so you can use, I wouldn't time stretch too drastically. It'll make things start to sound weird. But if you wanted to slow it down slightly or speed it up slightly as compared to how the loops came, you could do that by using the shift drag option in Qtractor. So let's put this back the way it was. Okay, and now what I want to do is, first off, let me save it. We'll just call this demo 2. And now let's take a look at some of those MIDI files, and I'll show you what we can do with those. So let's go up in here, look at the MIDI files. How about some of the chords? Let's use some MIDIs there. So let's look for 128, and we used F. So 128 F synth chord. Let's try that one. And then for right now, there's not going to be anything on there. So what we need to do, you just have MIDI, there's not going to be any sound. So what we need to do is actually add a plugin that's going to play something. And what I'm going to use is the Sample V1 plugin. And then we can even use some of these samples. If we go into the one-shots here, into sounds and effects. Actually, no. Is it sounds and effects? Or yeah, it's sounds and effects. And then let's check out. Let's do guitar. Oh, there's only C in there. We want to look for. Actually, do we want to look for F? The MIDI file's in F. We probably want C because that's like C natural, I think. So let's select C1. Put that here. If you just drag and drop your sample into the Sample V1 plugin, it just loads the sample in there. So let's play that back. Well, actually, we can demo it first. Let's click OK here. And should be here. Oh yeah, I needed to connect my Midi controller. Give me 1 second. Let's go to MIDI. Connect the nano key into Qtractor. There it is. Alright, so let's open that back up and take a look at that sampler. Okay, so we were able to load in one of the samples we got from Loopmasters, and it just loaded right in. All I had to do was just drag and drop it in there. And then if I wanted to add effects or anything, which I do, I want to put a little reverb on there. Can do that. And then we can go here, back into the sampler. I want to make my release up all the way. And I'm not going to loop it or anything. We're just going to leave it like that. So let's see how that sounds. Let's click OK. And then let me just loop this section again. And let's play it back. Oops, I didn't loop. But that's cool though. Let's check that out again. Let's go back to the beginning. And let's play with that sample sound a little bit. Let's try some different ones. Just open that up again. Try C2. Hear how that sounds. That's too low. Try one of the synth hits. Oh, I like that one. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to our effects, put some chorus on there. little bit of flange. And then let's bring the level down a little bit. It's a little bit hot. And then if we want to start adding effects and things, you know, to the other tracks, it's the same as anything. Just go to add plugin. Let's do, let's put a little reverb on those drums. Add a limiter to our master output. I love the CAF plugins, they're so good. Okay, so we got that far. Let's go ahead and see what else we can do here. Let's copy all of this, and then I'm gonna repeat this whole section a couple of times. So let's go ahead and paste this in here. And let's just do it. Let's see. 1, 2. That's good enough. Let's do that. And then I'm going to close my info window down here. I don't really need that. Zoom out a little bit. And let's turn off a loop. And save it. Now let's go and pick a few other parts. So this time what I'm going to do is, let's see, let's go back into MIDI files. And I want to select some bass MIDI this time. So let's see if we can find another 128. Alright, let's work with 128D this time. And then what we're going to do is drag this down here after those parts. And now we need to actually, like we did before, is create an instrument here. Do I have a bass synth? Have something. Mono bass. Oh, I know what I could use. I could use Sorcerer. So let's go ahead and put Sorcerer on here. Click OK. Play with this sound a little bit. The one thing with Sorcerer is it's mono, so you have to actually bridge the output. Let's go ahead and add a plugin and use this mono in Veda EQ. That should work. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, let's close those, and then let's go up here and loop this section. And actually, Sorcerer might be a little bit too low for that bass, so let's pick something else other than Sorcerer. Move that. And then let's add... Uh-oh, hope I didn't just crash. Do I have a window? Yep, crashed. Okay, no problem. Let's open it up again. Go to Demo 2 that we just had open here. And did I save that with the MIDI file in there? No, it looks like I didn't. So let's go ahead and put that MIDI file back in there. Save that. Now let's go in here to our plugins again. And let's put in the Synth V1. And then let's look at our presets. I think I have... Alright, let's try this phase bass. We'll see how that sounds. Oops. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool to me. And let's find another drum sound we can put in there. So let's go back to our loops. Forget what we used the last time. And let's see, what's in here? Looking for something in D. Here we go, synth chords. Oops. I picked the wrong tempo. Oh, but I could have gone with that anyways. I gotta disconnect that mic again. Hold on. Hello, hello. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So we're looking for 128 D. And here we go. Synth chords, 128 D. Let's put that up here. Let's hear how that sounds. Oh, that's not really working for me. Must be something going on here with the key. We can change that though. Let's change our MIDI file. Select all there. We can go to transpose. Almost. Accidentally drew one in there. I want to undo that, and I want to select these and bring these down a little bit. I think that'll sound right. Let's hear it. Not yet. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go ahead and copy those. Copy. And then we're going to do a Control-Shift-V for repeat paste. And I want this total to be 4 times, so I'm going to repeat paste it 3 times. And then right there. Then let's turn off our loop and go back to the beginning. Now, of course, this is just the beginning of what you can do with this stuff. And as you can see, I was able to take the MIDI file that I got from Loopmasters and just modify it and change it. And then I added it to my, own plugins and get your own sounds. And so you can basically use these loops as starting points to create your own music. They're all royalty free, so you're allowed to do with these whatever you like. And you can use them in any way you like, which is really cool. And, you can mix and match. You can do a lot. Like, this is just one sample pack, and I haven't even gone through all these yet. Like, really just the tip of the iceberg. The whole thing was close to about a gig. Well, it was about 800 megabytes, I think. But some of them are, like, over a gig in size, and you can get all kinds of different sounds in there. If I could get the sound fonts to load, then that would make the sampling a little bit, well, I don't know if it'd make it easier or not. The sample V1 seems to work just fine, which was, the one that looked similar to the synth V1. If we go back up here to, where was that? In this file, or this channel, rather. These are the ones that I was just dragging and dropping in there from the samples folder. And so it's really cool, you can have a lot of fun with this stuff. There's tons and tons and tons of sounds that you can go through, and they have like some really good prices. You can find them for about $10, depending on what kind of package you get, up to about $40 or $50. But there's a lot of stuff in those that you're not going to need, like the really expensive ones, because they have like a lot of Apple loops and like Ableton loops and things like that in them that really you don't need to do the work in Qtractor. All you really need for Qtractor are the MIDI files and the wave loops and the one hits. So those 3 things, you can search those out and find those, and like you could quickly build up a pretty huge sample and groove library to use in Qtractor. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just something I started doing last night, and thought it was really interesting, and thought I'd share it with you guys. So hopefully you found that educational and entertaining and all of that good stuff. And if you did, please click like and click subscribe. And if you're interested in buying any of these loops from Loopmasters, just click the link down below, and that will go there through my account, and that'll help me as well. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day, everybody. This is Demonic Sweaters signing out.